Okay, guys, it's Joe B. Peace. This is part of the French defense, an analysis of a game I played online up to the root error, which happened to be on move 14, which I'll show you later. So I just go into the root error with my stockfish analysis, because why would one pull up the weed from the crest when they're trying to improve the repertoire? One would actually pull up the weed from the root and find that first error and correct it there. So that's what I'm doing here, and it's happened to be on move 14 when I had to change my move. Alright, so I'm going to reverse engineer this now, but with best play at depth 30, you can see on the screen on your left that it's 0.17, or on your right, 0.17 advantage for us, so that's good times ahead. Alright, and that's depth 30. So it's a French exchange, and the clarity here is that we're not playing based on some of the standard moves, but these guys are just doing some waiting moves, so it's kind of like a semi-archetypal principle setup that we're going, and that setup is just the pawn structure and then where the knights are. When the bishop's on e2, the knight is brought to d7. When it's on d3, which is the better square, then we attempt to take him and bring knight to a6. But that's besides the main point here, and the person castled here. This 4-move knight maneuver to f4 is a general mechanism played here, and I wouldn't really call it a mechanism. It's more of a long maneuver to f4, and really it takes so much time that people think it's silly, but it's really worth it because white's not doing anything, and they want to own the e-file, then they have to move the bishop from e2 anyway. So that's part of the strategy. They want to have a time of it on the e-file, then they need to waste a move anyway. And then I get the bishop pair. They take here in this particular game, and then we want to just castle because they kind of muddled the mixture, and since they have a couple follies of their moves with the little ears on the H and A file with the pawns that didn't make a difference, since they do the little ears, I just went to the standard instead of the oddball stuff, and I castled. I didn't try anything fancy is what I'm saying. And then this is how the game continues. And then this is move 14. This is the root error here, which is different move played in the game. Honestly, I made a mistake. I played queen d6, which ended up being a tiny bit less effective. And for everyone who wants to go to a minor stripe on this snake, whenever knight e5 is played, our goal is to play f6, which is a good move. But we wait for them to do it. We don't just play it without provoking it. The main thing is we try to make a paper tiger on e5. And by paper tiger, those who don't understand the metaphor, which is a common thing in the English language, is a big threat that looks ominous like a big tiger, but in reality, it's nothing. So we let them jump in at e5, and then we play f6. Because in the endgame, the king can step up better, and it covers squares. So we want to tempt them into e5, and then repel them away again. Back. And sometimes them jumping into d3 can be good when they have the square available. Just another stripe on the snake on the side. But the main snake that we're looking at here is this game when The best move Stockfish plays is, we still have advantage, of course, because they have the two follies, the little ears on the A file and the H file, and those little ears are pointless weaknesses created by them. So now we exchange bishops, so we have a bishop versus a knight for the endgame, and then here we play d8, d6, and this battery makes it so certain knight maneuvers from their classical knight on f3 is tied down to anchor the defense of h2 or block via knight e5. So there's certain threats with queen coming in. So they come up here, and then for the end of the video, it's just right here, is that we tempted the paper tiger forward, and it actually didn't have any effect, so then we repel it away. Oh, I got a big knight on e5, ha ha ha. No, we got a square covered, and we get another tempo back, so that's good for us. And right now the computer lapped up the advantage, because the advantage right now is -12 at depth 21, but as I showed you in the first part of the video, when I reversed and rewound it all, at depth 30, it's -30 advantage for us. So we got a big advantage when you actually let it go. And that's just the objective analysis from Stockfish. So there you go, guys. I hope that elucidated certain things when we wait and let them make little mistakes and play regular after that, and tempt the paper tiger to jump forward to repel it away, as well as an archetypal analysis of e-file and those types of qualitative strategies that end up being quantitative in an analysis of objectivity.